Okay. G'day guys, Peter from Team Low Range 4x4 here, and do you really need a locker in your vehicle? Let's discuss it now. Differential lockers really only have a place in moderate to extreme off-road situations. Like you can see here, I'm trying to climb a hill with undulating terrain, and therefore I'm losing traction at the front and the rear, so a differential locker would help definitely here. However, the question I'm really putting out to everybody is, do you really need to have a differential locker at all? So as you can see here, I'm checking out the line, and that's one of the most important things you can do. You can check out your line, you can check your tire pressures, there's more that you can do of course, and therefore if you have the right momentum, you can usually clear any obstacle. Now it might take a few tries to find the right line and the right momentum. The thing you're going to try and avoid here is putting your foot to the floor and potentially causing damage to your vehicle, either through breaking a CV joint or doing some underbody damage or this. And as you can see here, just finessing it, and I managed to clear this obstacle with very little effort. So there's no question that if I had a locker front or rear, I would have made it up that obstacle probably first try. But that's not really the point of this video. Look, I feel that a lot of people out there who are getting into four-wheel driving or getting back into four-wheel driving need to really think about whether it is important or not to learn about the proper line, the proper momentum, the proper tire pressure, the right form of four-wheel drive, high range versus low range. And, you know, in, I reckon, most circumstances, pretty much all circumstances, you could probably drive that no problems. It's just figuring out those things in that combination. I might be sounding pretty anti-locker here, but I have got one installed in my vehicle. So why is that? Well, after 5 years of driving my Hilux, I've kind of got to know how it performs, and there are certain situations that, you know, a locker will help. For example, climbing undulated terrain like that, if it's a bit slippery, it's obviously going to be safer to use a locker and try and get up at first go, instead of sliding myself into a situation that could be hazardous or a recovery at the end of the day. However, you know, if the conditions are fine, I would highly recommend people get out there and, you know, get that skill set under their belt, because it's definitely valuable. It makes four-wheel driving a lot more enjoyable at the end, because you're challenging yourself, you're challenging your vehicle, and you know, if you have to use the aid, you have to use the aid. But I really think that, you know, people should give it a go first and use the locker as the last resort. So the final thing I want to say is this. If I had to choose a front or rear locker to install in my vehicle, what would it be? I'd go rear locker all day long, because you're usually moving forward and a rear locker will push your vehicle. A front locker usually pulls your vehicle. So, you know, unless you can afford both front and rear, I mostly would just go rear. So that's pretty much my final thoughts on that. So as you can see, I want to advocate learning the different lines, the different momentums, the right form of four-wheel drive before going into anything else in a locker space. All right, I'm Peter from Team Low Range 4x4. I'll catch you in the next one.